Okay. We're gonna get through this without crying. So, I just got back in town, still dressed, from my boyfriend's funeral. So, I really don't know. I just know he committed suicide. I don't know how. I don't know like what time. I just remember getting a text on Tuesday from my god sister, the one that introduced us, saying that he had passed away. So we've been talking for a year, and he was such a good guy. He was so smart, so smart. And we met because he was my god sister's math teacher, and he was joking around with her, saying, I bet all your family members is ugly just like you. And she was just like, no, my god sister's cute. And he was like, let me be the judge. And so she shows him a picture, and he was like, oh, she is cute. I hit her up. What's her number? So she gave me his number. She gave him my number and like all of my Facebook. And so he found me on Facebook. He DM'd me, and I was just like, what? So I didn't think anything of it because I'm like, okay, this is just a joke. But we was talking, was texting like every day in the morning when he was on break, and then when he got off of work, whenever he can find time. Like, he really couldn't have his phone out that much at work, but when he could, he would text me. And I remember our first date, and our first date was like, it was not planned. It was like so last minute. I had got off work late. He had got off work late, and he was like, I really want to see you. And I was like, oh, okay, set something up. And so I'm thinking he was going to talk about like another day. He was like, I want to see you tonight. What you doing? I was like, oh, that's so sweet. I was just like, I'm not doing anything. I'll be free for you. And he was like, what? You'll be free for me? He's like, keep talking like that. And I was just like, you make me happy. I said, I will always make time for you because you always make me happy. You make me smile. And this is only like probably like 2-3 weeks into us like just texting. We never seen each other like in person. We sent pictures back and forth. We FaceTimed each other and stuff like that, but we've never seen each other in person. But it was like, I don't know, it was just a different like vibe with him. And so we go, he's like, okay, I always drove past this hookah place going to work. I want to see if it's nice inside, we can go there. And I was like, okay. He was like, do you do hookah? I was just like, it don't even matter, I just want to see you. And so he's like, do you do hookah? We can do something else. I was like, I'll do whatever or whatever. And so we meet. Y'all, we were literally on the date. We got there like 6:30. We did not leave until like 12:45 ish. And that's because he had to go meet up with his frat brothers because it was their anniversary or whatever. But had he not, like, and he was like, I don't gotta meet up with them. He was just like, I see them tomorrow. And I was like, no, you spend time with me or whatever. Go be with your people or whatever. I was like, this your day, you know, go out there, do your little steps and or whatever. And so he was cracking up. And the time that we spent on that date, what is that? That was like it was 5.5 hours or whatever. 5, 6 hours. That time that we spent, it was so special. Like it wasn't like, granted he could have, we was sitting at like a round little table, so granted he could have sat on the other side, but he sat right next to me. And so at first I was like all awkward, and then when we got to the table, no, before we walked inside, I was like, he was like, "Are you Brianna? Are you Bri?" And I was just like, "Yeah, you don't know who you talk to?" He's like, "Some people be out here catfishing." I was like, "Do I not look like what we FaceTime, the pictures I sent you?" And he's like, "Yeah, but I'm just asking." I was like, "Whatever." And so he was like, "Hi, my name is blank blank blank." No, I cracked up. I'm like, "Oh, why did you say your name like that?" He was like, "With a name like mine, you have to say it serious all the time. You can't just say, 'Hi, my name is.'" And I just laughed. I was like, "You were so funny." And then he smiled. When I tell you guys, his smile, like ear to ear, he has a Kool-Aid smile, like all whites and teeth straight, and he just smiles so big, and I was like, oh. And so we go inside, we're chilling. He's telling me about his mama, he's telling me about his father, he's telling me how they've been married for like 40+ years. He's telling me about his siblings. He's telling me how obsessed he is like with his sisters, how much he loves them, and how like close like his family is. Like he's saying all of this sweet stuff like about his family. He told me about his daughter and how old she was. He told me about his schooling. I was like, "You have a lot of degrees." I was like, "You're only 33. When did you have time to get?" I think he has like 3 or 4 degrees, and they're not associates or anything like that. And so I was like, "When did you have time to do all of this? Plus go to the army, plus pledge. Like, when did you find time for all of this?" And so we're talking, and so he is like telling me all this great stuff about his family, and I'm like, oh, like I didn't have that. Like I didn't have that like tight family knit with my family. And so he was like, "Tell me about your family." And so I was like, "I'm really close with my brothers." He was like, "How many brothers do you have?" I was like, "Oh, I have 4. And he was like, "What?" And he's like, "You got any sisters?" I was like, "No." He's like, "Oh man, you're spoiled." He was like, "That's fine. I'll keep spoiling you." And so I was like, "Oh, you said you're gonna keep spoiling me, so that means you're gonna be around more." He was just like, "I'm not." He's like, "I didn't plan on leaving. You planned on me leaving?" And I was like, "No." Mind you, this is all the first date. And so I'm telling him, I was like, "I'm only really close." I said, "I really just found out that I had a brother on my father's side or whatever." He was just like, "Why is that?" And so I normally do not tell guys. It's not like I'm ashamed. It's just, I feel like once guys find out that your father wasn't in your life, I feel like some of them just take that like to advantage and like feel like, okay, well, she ain't have a father around, so she don't know how she wants to be loved, so I'm just about to give her anything. So I've probably only told like one other ex about my father. And so he was like, are you close with your parents? And I was just like, "Oh, yeah." So my mother, that's my best friend. Oh, and I was like, "That's my heart." And he was just like, "What about your father?" And I was just like, I said I reconnected with him when I turned 16. I was just like, but like growing up, he was always locked up. I was like, so I didn't have a father growing up. I said I had like a father figure with my younger brother. younger brother's father. I was just like, but I never had like a strong father figure in my life. And he was like, oh, he was like, that's fine. But I guess he sensed my energy or how I said it or something. Or maybe like how I brushed it off. I don't know. But I'm sorry. He was like, it's okay. He was just like, there's plenty of great women that didn't have a good father or didn't have a father growing up. He was just like, that's fine. Or whatever. He's like, but you have your mother. Your mother was there to give you love. Sorry, guys. And so I was like, oh. I was just like, yeah. I was just like, I'm okay. He was just like, I'm sorry that you didn't have a father around. And I was just like, oh. I was just like, it didn't affect me. He's like, you think it don't. He's just like, until you get in situations and you're like, oh, I wish I had this in my life. And I was just like, well, I never had him in my life, so I really don't know. Like, I don't know that love. And he like turned to me, held my hand. He was like, I'm really sorry. He was just like, he's like, I'm really sorry to hear that. He was just like, because my father loved on me. He's like, my mother loved on me. He was just like, it's a great feeling to have both of those loves. He was just like, but it's okay. And he just kept saying that. He was like, it's okay, it's okay. And I was just like, oh. And so we're going, we're talking, we're smoking hookah, we're drinking, and just everything. And just time flying by. And so he was like, towards the end, he was like, I really like your energy. And I was just like, I like your energy too. By like, I want to say probably like 30 minutes into it, we're no longer just like sitting next to each other. Like, my legs are over his legs is propped up on the chair. We're cuddled like we've been together forever. So we're cuddling. He's like rubbing on my hair. I'm like rubbing on his arm. And so, and we're just talking. And he's like, what do you like to do? What do you want to be? What do you want to school for? Like, he's asking me all of these questions. And so I'm asking him, and so he's telling me about his childhood. And he lit up when he talked about his grandmother. So we're talking. So hours roll by. Then it was time to leave, so we're getting up. He's paying the bill. And I was like, I gotta go to the bathroom. And he was like, go to the bathroom. And I was like, but I don't want you to leave. And he was like, I'm not going anywhere. He was like, I'm not gonna go anywhere. I'll wait for you. And I was like, no, I'll just pee at home. I was just like, I'd rather just spend these little seconds that she's going to pay the bill with you. I was just like, I'll just wait till I get home. And he was like, you sprung got ready. And I was like, whatever. And so we're leaving. And I don't know what it was. Like, I just felt so comfortable with him. Like, so comfortable with him. And he was so overprotective. Like, so text me when you get home. And I just love that about him. Like, he would always say text me when you get home, when he knew I was like not coming home straight from work and I was like out late. He'd be like, text me, don't be out late, stuff like that. It was just so sweet to have somebody like to care. Excuse my hair, it was pressed out, but the funeral, it got poofy in the church. It was hot. But But yeah, and so fast forward, another great memory that I shared with him. I remember his car was in the shop. When I tell y'all, my baby was very prideful. He did not. He was sitting at the shop. I remember he had to take his car to the shop like 2-3 times back to back so they can fix on the problem. And so and he would just sit up there, and I'm like, I'm not on the schedule of work. I was like, I can leave if you need me to. I can come get you. You don't have to sit up there. I know it's uncomfortable. I can leave. We can go back to my house. You can sleep before you have to go to work. I was like, I can feed you. And he's like, you can feed me? And I was like, yeah, if you want me to. He was just like, what can you cook? I was like, I can make whatever you want. He was like, okay. So this is on the third day. He was like, okay, come get me. And I said this to him the first day, the second day. He was like, no, it's fine. So he was literally up there waiting for like 6 hours, sitting in like the little dealership chairs, which were so uncomfortable. So third day, I guess he got tired. He was like, are you busy? And I was like, no, not for you. I was like, I'll stop whatever. What do you need? He's like, if you're busy, if you're at work, then no. I was like, it's okay. What do you need? He's like, can you come get me? Or whatever. He's like, I'm really tired and I gotta be at work and I gotta be at work late tonight after they get done fixing my car. And so I was like, yeah, I'll come get you. And so I left work. I got him and I took him back to my house, and he just fell asleep. And I woke him up and I was like, are you hungry? And he was just like, yeah. I was like, what do you want? And he was like, I want some breakfast food. And I was like, you want some pancakes and some sausage and some eggs? And when I tell y'all, his face lit up. And he was asleep, eyes closed. And he was like, yeah, I want some breakfast food, blah, blah, blah. And he's just like balled up in a fetal position. And when I started naming off the food, only thing that clicked to him was pancake. And when I tell y'all, his eyes opened up so big, and he smelled, he's like, and he just looked like a little boy. Oh Lord Jesus, he just like a little toddler. And he was like, yeah, I want some pancakes. And I was like, oh. And I rubbed his face and I was like, okay, you gonna get the whole box of pancakes. And so today during the funeral, his cousin told a story how his grandmother made him pancakes. That was his afternoon snack. He had 3 pancakes all the way up into her death, every day. And I was just like, oh, that's why he loved like I never knew. I just thought that he was obsessed with pancakes. But I was like, oh, that's so sweet. I was just like, when he sat up in the bed and smiled, so that little boy in him was that little boy that was with his grandmother. Like, that was the mindset that he was in or whatever. But it was so sweet, and like just to hear at the funeral them telling stories about him and how he always told jokes and how he was like a charmster. And I was like, oh yeah, he had a whole bunch of honey dips. And so they was just telling stories. His frat brothers, came out and did like a memorial for him, and it was just so beautiful. But the point of this video, half of it is just to share my experience to you guys, but half of it is also he committed suicide. He was depressed, and it hurts my heart because it's like I was his girlfriend, and I felt like, dang, why couldn't he come to me to tell me that he was going through something? Why couldn't I be like, I see all these posts of people saying, oh, she's my light, oh, she's this, she's that, she's this, she brought me through that. Why couldn't I bring him through his depression. I'm not gonna say why he was depressed. I don't know fully what it was. I know bits and pieces, but I know it's a lot. It was a lot all at once coming at him. So I get it. Like at first I was crying because I always said I feel so bad for little Kim because she was just the side girl. She was just the girlfriend. So no one really understood her pain because she wasn't the wife. She wasn't Faith Evans. So no one really sympathized with her. And so I will always say, I don't want to be little Kim. I don't want to be little Kim. I don't want my loved one, my lover, to die and the family not know me and then I have to suffer by myself. Like I don't want that pain. I don't want it at all. And so when he on our first date would scare me away. Normally I'm like real big on I need to meet your mother, I want to meet your mother, I need to meet your family, blah blah blah. I'm really big on that. But he was telling me so much amazing stuff, like accomplishments from his mother, his sisters and stuff like that, that I was like, okay, let me get done with school, let me do this with my job, let me do that, so that way when I do come to them and they're like, what do you do, I won't just say, oh, I just work at a call center. I can say, oh, I completed this, oh, I did this. And all of that doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter. Like, I don't know, I feel like they would have accepted me either way. Like his family, they are so sweet. Like they were at the funeral today and they were just so sweet. And his brother was so nice to me. Like he gave me a hug and he's like, I'm so sorry for what you're going through. This man lost his brother, but he still found the strength to give me a hug. He still found the strength to say, oh, I'm sorry that you lost your boyfriend. Like he still was like there for me. And so I was like, oh, that's so sweet. Like he was loved. My baby was loved. But I just want more people to talk about it. I will always say, like, I sensed he was getting depressed, and then his daughter was leaving town. So anytime you go from seeing your baby every day, every minute, every second, to only probably seeing them on holidays or something like that, that can mess somebody up. And then other things as well. It was just a lot. And so I wanted to be there for him so bad. And I would even tell him, let me be there for you, like just open up to me, like I'm your girlfriend, I'm here, I'm not going nowhere. And I would tell him that all the time. I'm not going nowhere, I'm here. Like, in order for me, I put up with a lot from people, a lot. I'm not gonna say our relationship was perfect because it wasn't. Whose relationship is? Like, we had areas where we can work on it or whatever. But it was getting better. And the thing I loved about him so much is his favorite lines to me was, I just want you to be happy. And he said that every time. And I would always say, I am happy, I got you. And he was just like, okay, I just want you happy. I just want you to be happy. And he would say that every time. And I just be like, I'm happy, I got you. My main thing, he finally did open up to me once. And it wasn't, I can sense it was like hesitation, because he was like, I'm going to open up to you. He was just like, don't look at me less of a man. He was just like, just be there and help me. And I was just like, I would never. I was just like, the fact that you are opening up to me, that takes a man or whatever. And so when he opened up to me, I did whatever he asked or whatever. No hesitation, no lip, no nothing. I just did it. And I never talked about it. I didn't. Well, we never had an argument. We may have like a disagreement, but he will always be joking. So it really wasn't even a disagreement. He was like, okay, I hear you. And I'm like, do you? So we never. And all my friends knew, like, it was a couple people that was like telling me I needed to like date other people. It was a point in our relationship that he needed to take a break so he could focus on life and get his life in order. And I gave him that break. But like, our bond was so strong. He asked for this break, and probably like a week later he sent me something. He sent me like a meme on Instagram. And I was like, I thought you were supposed to be taking your break. I thought you digressed. That is his favorite saying, I digress. I was like, I thought you digressed or whatever. I thought you needed a break. And he was just like, I know. I really felt like had he opened up to me, it could have been I would have done everything in my power to make him feel better. I wish that he would have opened up to me. And what hurts the most is what hurts the most is the last time we seen each other was the 31st. The 31st of July. Last time we talked to each other was the 6th of August. And I called his phone. His phone was off. And so then I wrote him on Instagram. I was just like, hey baby, are you okay? And I will always just ask him that. I will always ask him, is he okay? Like, if I haven't heard from him in a couple of days, I will always just say, are you okay? How are you feeling? Are you okay? Are you okay? And he was just like, you worry too much. And I was just like, but you're my baby, and I just want to make sure you're okay. He was like, yeah, I'm okay. And so when we when we was writing each other on the 6th, I was like, are you okay? He was like, yeah, I'm fine. He's like, but you must have tried to call me on my phone. My phone's off. I was like, yeah, I did. He was like, no, I'm okay. He was like, I'm just a little sad because my baby girl's leaving me on the 11th. I was just like, I know, and that's why I said, that's why I'm writing you. I was like, I just want to make sure you're okay. I was just like, I was just like, it's just a plane ride away. I was like, we can always go see her. He was just like, thanks so much for saying that. And he was just like, but I'm okay. He was like, what are you doing, beautiful? He would always call me that. And I, like, every morning he would text me. He would say, good morning, beautiful. And then in the afternoon when he had his breaks, he would say, hi, gorgeous, and send like a picture of like whatever he was doing. And then at night, he would say, good night, beautiful. And that's just it. It was always beautiful. It was always gorgeous. And then when he would like text and just say, hey, he would be like, oh, my bad. Hey, beautiful. And I'm like, yeah, you better. And so he was like, when we was texting on the 6th, or writing each other on Instagram on the 6th, he was like, what are you doing? And I was just like, it's late. I was like, I really just wanted to write you and you will wake up to it or whatever. He was like, oh, look at you. or whatever, trying to wake me up with sweet messages. And I was just like, I just want to make sure you're okay, whatever. And so he was like, yeah, I'm just watching boxing right now. He was like, everybody else in the house is asleep right now. And I was just like, I really want you to spend like as much time and have as much fun with baby girl as possible before she leaves. And then he was like, most definitely. I was like, who was you watching on boxing? And he was just like, so he named off somebody. And I was like, did your person win? He was like, most definitely. And I was just like, oh. I said, well, boxing is ending, so you're probably about to go to bed. He was just like, yeah. He was just like, but I want to see you. No, he's like, yeah, I'm sorry. I was like, no, it's fine. I know it's late. I'm about to follow as well. And I was like, I'll be, mind you, this is the 6th. The 6th was that Monday. I was like, I have to work out of town. He was up in Gary. So I was like, I have to work out of town. I'll be in Chicago. Chicago and Gary, they're probably like 30 minutes away. And so I was like, I gotta work out of town. I'll be in Chicago. I was like, when you drop baby girl off, come up there and spend the rest of the weekend with me. He was just like, okay, I definitely will. And so that was Monday, the 6th. So the 8th, is when he killed himself. And the whole time I'm at work, something was just feeling so weird to me. And I always pray, like, I know people like, pray for your babe, pray for your babe. And some people say, I'm praying for you, and they don't pray. But when I tell you, he had a God-fearing praying woman. I would pray for that man. I would like, God, please just heal him. Just show him that it's only a storm. Just show him that everything is gonna be okay, and that this test is gonna turn into a testimony. Just Lord Jesus, just bring him out. Just bring him out. Just bring him out of this depression, Jesus. Please, just bring him out. So, I didn't talk to him on the 7th, and I did talk to him on the 8th. But I wrote him on the 8th, and I was like, I'm heading out. And I didn't get a reply. And I was like, that's not like him. I'm like, what's going on? So I didn't hear anything. I get on the road. I'm so busy at work. I guess you could say I'm a little crazy girlfriend as well, because normally when he go MIA, he'll usually like read my messages and reply like hours later. But within them hours, I'm like checking his like activity on Instagram, checking his activity on Facebook to see, you know, anything. Normally if I see that he looked at the message, I'll be cool. I'll check his history just to see like if he liking pictures or if he doing something, you know, commenting on something, I don't know. But I checked his history. I didn't see anything. And I'm like, what's going on? But I was too busy to check like his tags or anything, because normally like I check them all. Like I check it all. But I was so busy at work. So I didn't hear nothing on the 8th. I didn't hear nothing on the 9th. And so the 10th rolled around. I was like, hey baby. I was just like, what did I say? I'll read it to you guys. So on the 10th, I wrote him. And I was like, hey boo, hope you're enjoying your time with baby girl. No matter how far apart you guys are, you're a great father and you will see her a lot. We will fly anywhere. It doesn't matter. So that's the 10th. That's the 10th at 10 a.m. And I didn't hear nothing. And he didn't check it. And I'm like, something's wrong. And so so I couldn't figure it out. And then I didn't have enough time to be FBI investigator. I had to get ready for work, like right after I wrote that to him. And so the 10th, the 11th, I wrote him. I was just like, be strong for baby girl. The 11th is when she was leaving. I was like, be strong for baby girl. Everything is gonna work out in God's favor. And I didn't hear nothing. And he would check it. And I was like, something's wrong. And no, the 11th was that Saturday. I still didn't know anything. So Sunday rolls around. I still haven't heard from him. And I'm like, okay, he's supposed to be in Chicago. Yeah, he was supposed to come see me on the 11th. And he didn't. I got up on Sunday. I checked my phone. I'm like, maybe I fell asleep and I forgot to put my phone on the charger. My phone was on the charger and I didn't have no messages or anything. And I'm like, what's going on? Like, he was supposed to be here. Like, he never stands me up. Like, never. Like, he never did. And if he couldn't make it, he will always tell me in advance, and he will always tell me why, and he will always say that he will call me later and follow through. So like, what's going on? And I was like, I know he's sad. I know he's sad. I know. It's like, but something's wrong. And so on Monday I got back home and I still didn't hear anything from him. And so when I got back home, around like 11 o'clock. And my god sister texted me on Monday and was like, my teacher said that she seen Vernon last week. And I was like, oh, okay. So I'm thinking last week, okay, it had to be like one of these days or whatever. So he's okay. So Monday I'm thinking, oh, but he's fine. And so I didn't write him on Monday. I didn't write him because in my mind the teacher said that they seen him. So I was like, he's good, he's fine, whatever. Nothing's wrong with him. And so on Tuesday I text my god sister. I was like, the teacher, when they said that they seen him, what day was it? And it was like last week, Monday. And I was like, dang, that's the same day when I talked to him. I was like, oh, sorry. Guess not. I was like, that's the same day I talked to him or whatever. I was like, is this like a teacher that he kept in contact with? And she was just like, no, I don't think so. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, I haven't heard from him and that's just weird. So the next text message, she was like, he just told me Vernon passed away. And I was like, what? Mind you, I'm at work. This is Tuesday. I'm sitting at my desk, I'm working. And she sent me the text message. She was like, yeah, all the teachers. I was like, she's like, yeah. He just told me. I just asked him what day was it, or if he talks to Vernon on the regular. Ooh, I got stuck, sorry. And she was like, his response was that all the teachers got an email saying that he had passed away. And I'm like, no, he didn't. No. I was like, stop lying, stop playing with me. And so she was like, no, he said that Vernon killed himself because of family issues. And I'm like, Vernon? I was like, not my baby. I was like, no. I was just like, you sure him? I was just like, you sure it's not somebody else? And I was like, no, it's him. And I was just like, no. I was like, there's nothing on his wall. So I go on his Facebook page and there was nothing on his wall. So I'm like, if he passed away, somebody would say something. I was like, I texted back. I was like, you are lying. There's nothing on this page. There's no RIP on this page. There's nothing. I was like, you're lying. They're lying. I was just like, it's not my birthday. I was like, and so she was just like, sister, I'm for real. She was like, but it doesn't make sense. I was like, nobody wrote anything. I was just like, this man, everybody loved. Like, everybody loved him. I was like, surely somebody will write something on his wall. So I go to his sister's page. There's nothing on his sister's page. I was like, okay, it can't be anything. So I go to her Instagram page and she makes a post and she was just like, this thing called life has forever changed me. And so I'm like, okay, what does that mean? So I go back on his Facebook page and I just type in his name in the search and then I type in post, so that way it will pull up like all of the posts that he's tagged in. And so once I did that, it all popped up and I'm like, why? That was his favorite line to me. I just want to make sure you're happy. I just want to make sure you're happy. And it's like, it sucks because he was making sure I was happy, but it's like I failed to make sure he was happy. And it's so many things I wish I could have said to him, but it was like, oh, the relationship, we were only together for a little over a year. And so I was like, I don't think I can say this soon. I don't think I can do this soon. I don't even think I can do that. But what I'm taking from this is to, you know, don't go off of what other people think you should say at this time of the relationship. Like, there's no set rules, no set guidelines, no set anything to when you should do something in a relationship. If you want to tell, I remember one time we was play fighting and I had put him in a headlock or something. He was like, okay, I'm done, just give me a kiss and I'll go home. And I was like, okay. So I gave him a kiss. He was just like, bye, beautiful. And I was like, bye, I love. And he was like, oh. And so I didn't fully say it. I just laughed and I was like, whatever. Like, I hope he felt it. At least since I didn't fully say it, I hope that he felt that I did love him. If you ask any of my friends, I did not play when it came to him. Like, that was my baby. Like, I will always say I will pick him over anybody. Like, I felt protected with him. I felt loved with him. I felt at ease with him. I felt like I didn't have to compete for him. I didn't have to like settle or anything. Like, and I will always tell him, like, your brain, like your mind, it was so sexy, y'all. Like, he would text me and like go outside and look up at the sky. I'm like, what am I looking at? He was like, that's Jupiter. I'm like, that's sexy. Like, that was sexy as hell to me. Something. And I just want more. I'm not saying just black people, black brothers, but I just want more black males to feel comfortable with talking to somebody and to know that just because one person did something doesn't mean your next girlfriend is gonna do the same. Like, open up to everybody, give everybody a chance. Like, I know y'all scared of like heartbreak. I know that. I get it. Everybody is, but everybody has to go through it. And I tell you, if he would have told me that he was going through anything, or that he was like in depression. Like, I felt that it was depression, that's why I will always check on him. But had he told me it was that deep, I would have just like gave my job a notice that I need time off. I would have just picked up and I just would have went somewhere with a beach so he could just relax. Let's just know, when you get in a relationship, also ladies, don't stop listening to other females. Stop listening to your friends. Stop listening, oh, you should be doing this. If he don't do this, then that means he don't love you. Everybody's gonna struggle. Everybody. And that's what I told him. Everybody's gonna struggle. Just because you don't have it right now don't mean I don't have it, vice versa. And when, in my mind, like, if I rock with you, like, I rocked with him. Like, if he would have told me we're about to go rob the bank or something crazy, or we about to go jump off a bridge, I would have drove the car to the bridge, pushed him and pushed myself right. Like, I rocked with this boy. Like, only one other ex has ever met my mother. Well, two by default. But he met my mother. Like, I don't play, like, I don't let everybody get close to her because I don't want her to meet everybody. But it was something about his energy. Like, if you met him, you felt it. Like, his energy was so beautiful. His smile was so beautiful. He will always be with the jokes. I caught myself, well, I didn't catch myself, my friend caught me yesterday when I was getting ready for the funeral. I was like, I wore this purple because his favorite color is purple. I was like, oh, I have to wear purple because he likes purple. And I was like, oh, I need to press my hair out. He likes my hair to be pressed out too. She was like, Brie, he's not gonna see you tomorrow. I was like, Brie, he's not gonna be there. He's not gonna see you. And I was like, I know, I still just want to look pretty. I was like, this is my last goodbye. I was like, I know, but this is my last goodbye to him. I was like, I want to be pretty. She was like, yeah, but you keep saying he likes this and he likes that, and you can't wait to see him tomorrow. She was like, I want you to understand he's not gonna be there. I normally don't believe in messing with spirits, but like, when my grandmother passed, I was able to talk to her. I was able to tell her I love her. Like, it was a closure there before she passed. When I've only dealt with one other person in my life killing herself, and that was my cousin Mariah. She was going through depression because her boyfriend killed herself, and I feel like my mother fears that. Like, she's always checking on me, like every 5 minutes, are you okay, are you okay? So I feel like she fears that since my cousin killed herself over her boyfriend, that I'm going to do the same thing. But I really feel like VL, he taught me something, and I'm definitely going to honor him. I'm going to stay here. I'm going to be the best me. I'm going to be happy, because that's all he wanted from me, is for me to be happy. Like, I don't want to be a little Kim, can't let go, but that was my baby. And I hope somebody's watching this and just know it's only a storm. It's only a storm. It may look like it's raining on you, it's been raining on you, but after the storm, it does shine, I promise. And the test that you are going through right now, or that you are taking right now, is going to turn into a testimony. It is. And the testimony is going to feel so much better than the test. Like, I wish you would have seen all of the people, or felt all of the love that he had today at his funeral. Like, it was so packed. Like, so packed. Like, it was only standing room. It was only standing room. And the church was big. It's okay. I wish he was still around so he could give his, share his testimony with other people, to show them, yes, I was there, yes, I was this, yes, I was that. I wish that he was still here. So, and he was very big on giving back to communities, very big. And so, and like volunteering and stuff like that. And I just wish he would have made it through so he could share his testimony with other kids, with other males, to show them I was there too. Like, I thought about killing myself too. Like, I was almost there, but I made it through. I made it. I wish, but it's okay. He impacted a lot of lives, and it wasn't one dry face in the funeral today. Like, everybody felt it. And then, like, the pastor was preaching, and the pastor was like, see, I'm not just a regular pastor that just comes up here and preach. I'm the pastor that seen him grow up. I'm the pastor that did this, did that. And I love when the people got up and told great stories about him. It warmed my heart. Like, he was the great guy that I thought he was. Like, normally I'm not a good judge of character, but to hear the stories line up to how I felt about him was great. But that's all. I'll be okay. I want to thank my amazing friends, because especially my friend that I work with, like, we just met and you really helped me. Like, when I found out, she was right there. I was crying, she sat with me, but each time I got up and went to the bathroom, she was right there. I would go in the stall, I'll be crying, and I'd be like, just go back to work, don't mess up your work, I'll be fine, I'll be back. And she's like, no, you don't need to be alone, I'm gonna stay with you. And you just need friends like that. So if anybody is going through like a situation like this, where your boyfriend, even your ex, it can be hurtful for an ex too, but if a boyfriend, somebody you love, girlfriend, anything, they just committed suicide, make sure you have a great support system. I want to thank my mother. She called off work and she met him, and a few times she loved him too, so she was crying because she knew how much, like, I liked him. I want to thank my best friend. She's dope as hell. Like, she would text me every day. You okay? You need anything? Like, I really want to thank, and my other friends, y'all were great too, and other people that, reached out to me. I definitely want to thank them as well. But yeah, I want to thank his brother. His brother made me feel welcomed, and I was like, he was raised in a good family. Like, normally, oh, you just a girlfriend. The girlfriends don't count. girlfriends don't matter, like especially if it's a fresh relationship, you ain't met none of the family, any of that, like you don't matter. And I feared that, but when I walked in the funeral home, he greeted everybody, and I was just like, my name is Bree. He was like, oh, Bree. He gave me the warmest hug. I was just like, he was raised in a good family. He was raised in a family around love, and it showed, because that's all he gave me. He poured love into me, and I'm just sad because I really felt like, me being his girlfriend, I should have been able to help him. I should have been able to save him. At first I said it was selfish of him to take his life because he had so much here. Like he left so much hurt behind. But then I'm like, it's selfish of me to think it's selfish of him, because I wasn't inside his body. I wasn't dealing with his pain. I wasn't fighting his battles. I was there, but I wasn't there. You get what I'm saying? Like, I was there externally. I wasn't there internally. And so it's not selfish. And somebody tried to say, do I believe in the Bible? And I was just like, absolutely. And I was just like, so if you believe in the Bible, then you know he's not going to heaven. I don't believe in that. Like, no. He's in heaven. He's in heaven with his grandma, his granddaddy, and anybody else. He's up in heaven. He's done too much good in his life. He helped too many people. He's been too good, and for God to say, oh, I'm just gonna erase all of your good for your one last thing. Like, no. Like, mental illness, depression, it's strong. Some people be like, oh, it's just depression, you can pull yourself out of it. But if you're so deep into it, you don't know how to pull yourself out of it, then you don't know. And the only thing that looks easiest to pull yourself out of it is just to remove yourself. But that's not the easiest way. So I'm gonna leave off with saying, to help other males with depression, because we know y'all pride is so strong. And my baby Pride, his pride was strong, y'all. You would have thought he was Jamaican, how strong his pride is, but his pride was strong. And I know every black male pride is strong. You just gotta give it up. Like, if you find a woman that you can be weak with, just be weak with her. Just be vulnerable with her. To my friends and family, thanks so much for being there for me. If I say I'm okay, thanks for asking again, because I'm not okay, but I'm gonna be okay. If I'm smiling one minute and shed a tear the next minute, that just means a memory popped up in my head. It will pass. I'm definitely, if anybody is in my shoes, definitely get a therapist. Don't go through it alone, and don't feel like you have to take your life because they took theirs. And yeah, that's all. Thanks so much. I have videos that I do need to upload, so they will be being uploaded. But yeah, that's my life update. Hope you guys are enjoying your day. Today is August 17th. Today's August 17th. Today was his funeral. I got purple on, a little dress. My hair was pressed out. Had some makeup on. But yeah, today was his funeral. Today was the last day I got to say goodbye to my baby. I'm going to end this letter by saying, I love you. I loved you. I was happy with you. You made me happy. You poured into me. I want to thank you for not using my flaws against me. I want to thank you for not feeling like you have to break me down to build me, but instead meeting me where I was at and building me from there. I want to say thank you for opening me. I want to say thank you for letting me experience different things. Thank you for teaching me. Thank you. Just thank you. I love you. And until we meet again, goodbye. Well, not bye. Because bye is forever. And it's not going to be bye. It's going to be I see you later. So, with that being said, I'm going to say I see you later. I hope you're at peace. I hope you're getting all the pancakes that your grandma can cook. I hope you're up there not getting on Jesus' nerves, telling all them jokes. But I pray that I never forget the memories. I pray that I never just forget you. I pray that you walk with. I pray for healing and strength with all of your family. I pray that the videos that they have of you will forever be played. I pray the memories will never be forgotten. I pray that the pictures will always live through them, for them. And yeah, but I don't want to slip into depression. I've been there before. I know these are the signs of it. So that's why I'm definitely going to get a therapist. But it's going to be okay. Just know that. And we will make it through. So, thanks so much for watching. And I will see you guys in a more happy video. Thanks, guys. Bye.